My next guest is going to be back in action fighting for Aries Fighting Series. Going to be taking on Tyler Stevens. It is Bryce Woerner joining me here on the program. Bryce, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for taking some time. Of course, big card coming up here on Spectation Sports. When did you find out about this fight? It looked like you got a decent amount of notice.
It's been so I've had about it was about a month out from the fight. So a couple weeks ago, I found out. I knew I was going to be fighting May 3rd.
Mhm.
A couple months back, I just didn't know who we had. We've had a lot of trouble trying to find a fight, trying to get someone to accept it. With my amateur career kind of going how it was, with me being number one and people looking at numbers and stuff like that, people didn't want to take the fight. That's the one con, I guess, from having a good amateur career.
Mhm.
So this guy Tyler finally took the fight. I got to the point where I didn't think I was gonna fight, and then
Right.
Steve calls, hey, we got a guy, and yeah, it's been full steam ahead since then.
That's good. Did you anticipate it would be this difficult to get opponents throughout your career? Because I know a lot of fighters have that issue where it's just about getting to the fight sometimes, not actually competing, right?
Yeah, and that's something Steve, my manager, has told me too. Like it's not gonna be, like I said, with the amateur career that I had, just people look at numbers. Opponents look at numbers and they get discouraged by numbers. And my number just happens to be number one. So people just don't want to take the fight. And I knew that was going to happen. I didn't think it would take 6 months until a year to get a fight, to be honest. But it's all on God's plan. And I got a fight ready. I got a good opponent ready. So it all worked out and I'm ready to go.
Where did this journey start for you? How did you get involved in combat sports?
So I wrestled. I wrestled my whole life. Well, not my whole life. I started a little late. I was about 12 or 13. So I'm originally from Louisiana. Me and my family moved here when I was 12 or 13. Can't remember. And then as soon as we moved down here, my dad was a wrestler. He always wanted me to wrestle, but there was no wrestling in Louisiana. So yeah, he put me in a club down here, and I just picked it up so fast. It was like my first love was wrestling, and I picked it up within a year of wrestling. I was wrestling national tournaments. Like I picked it up really fast, and it all the way through high school. I wasn't the best student, so I didn't get the scholarships that I wanted, not because of my abilities, but because of like academics and
Yep.
stuff like that. Yeah, after senior year, I knew after I wrestled my last high school match, I was going to jump into the MMA gym, and yeah, it just, here we are from there.
Yeah, you haven't looked back since. And were you like a fan of MMA as well? I know you started with wrestling, but were you like watching MMA too at the same time, or is that something that came after once you started training?
I was always a MMA fan, always super. I remember one of my youngest memories. I was playing with uh, the like little tiny UFC figures, like Bass Rutten and Rich Franklin, and
Oh,
like
nice.
all these guys like that I used to when I was really young. I was really young, and it's just kind of funny to look back and see where I'm at now is kind of like divine. Like it was meant to be. So I watched it my whole life. My dad was always into it, so I was just it was around me.
Yeah, it was a matter of time before it came on your radar with everything around you, which is great. And along with fighting, what else do you do for a living? What's paying the bills for you right now?
So I work construction. I do a little bit of everything on the construction side, some roofing stuff. Mainly, I hang gutters. If if there's one thing I'm good at, other than fighting, it's hanging gutters. So
Okay.
yeah, a lot of gutter. I do a lot of construction work. Gets the bills paid, keeps me in shape, keeps me strong. I like working outside. So
Yeah. Who
yeah,
doesn't, man? I got to get that vitamin D, man. It's important to, make sure everything's all good there.
do this full time, but for now, I'll do what I got to do.
No, no. Props to you, man. And it sounds like something fairly manageable with your training schedule and everything, right? With the construction hours, right? Like it's sort of a set schedule. So that seems great. Let's talk about Tyler. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here in this fight?
So like I said, I've only known I was going to be fighting this guy for the past 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, he looks like a game opponent. He looks like a good step up into pro. Like I said, one thing I can go into confidence is because all the my last 5, 6, 7 amateur fights were the best guys we could find. Like I haven't had an easy fight, and I couldn't tell you when. And I don't think I'll ever have an easy fight again, to be honest with you, just because of how my career's played out. And I'm completely okay with that. And I think he's tough. I think I'm not gonna take him lightly, but I think I'm better everywhere. So I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show who professional Bryce Woerner is, and I'm not gonna be um, this amateur kid anymore. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make my statement on the pro scene, and I think he's a perfect opponent to do it for because he's no pushover, and he's gonna bring it, and I'm gonna bring it, and I think it's gonna be the people's main event. To be honest with you, yes, sir.
Let's talk about camp a bit. Who have been some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this fight?
Uh, First off, shout out to my coach, Dustin Ortiz.
Oh, nice. I know Dustin. That's great.
Yeah, that's my dog, man. He is. I love having him as a coach. He puts in a lot of time for me, and I appreciate it. I just got done hitting pads with him. That's why I was a little late, so I apologize.
Oh, all
But
good. You weren't late at all. I think you were like you were right on time, man. So you're good.
fair enough, fair enough. If you're on time, you're late, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Dustin. We've been putting a lot of time, and he's been putting a lot of time into me, and he was a flyweight himself, so we can bounce off each other.
Yeah.
Or as teammates go, dude, one thing I love about my team, Nashville, is we have a young coach and we have a young team. We have some vets in here as well, but for the most part, we're a very young team and we're all growing together. Just as the coaches are growing together, the teammates are growing together, and I think we're gonna eventually get to that spot where we're a renowned gym and we'll have multiple people in the UFC. Kutu's one of my good training partners. He's a 25er. Peyton Hayes, Ernesto, so many. Just all my guys in here. We come in here, we put in the work, we build each other up, and iron sharpens iron. So
Good. That's great to hear, man. What about the weight cut? How is it getting down to 125 for you?
I'm not the biggest 125er ever. I'm pretty low fat. Like I have a lot of muscle and not a lot of fat. So I'm not the biggest weight cut, or I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest 125 ever. But that weight cut is still brutal, like I said, because I don't have a lot of fat on me. But the weight cut's going nice and smooth. I got a nutritionist about 3 or 4 fights ago, and ever since then, we got it down to a science. So I'm right where I need to be, and next week it'll be a little harder, but I'm just enjoying the food for now. And then I like the weight cut. It puts me in a mindset that only cutting weight can, and I'm slowly starting to change that and enter that zone.
What about your corner? Dustin will be in the cage with you. Who's going to be in in your corner for this fight?
I'm not sure. Usually it's Dustin Ortiz and my boy Ben Sharp, who holds pads for me a lot. We have really good chemistry, and he just knows how I fight very well. But I don't know exactly who's going to be my second corner. It's either going to be Ronnie Lawrence, UFC vet, or it's going to be my boy Ben Sharp.
Cool. And how's this fight playing out on May 3rd? How do you see it going down?
I need a finish. Point blank period. Point blank period. I need to finish. I'm gonna go out there. I can't tell you it's gonna be a knockout. It's gonna be a submission. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna take his neck. I'm gonna break a bone. I don't know. All I know is I'm going out there and I'm gonna chase the finish. I'm gonna be me. But I don't want a decision. I want to put a stamp on this, and I know he's gonna bring it. And I know that opportunity will present itself. So
Excellent.
a finish.
Do you think because you're now in pro, do you think it'll be a bit easier to get fights just because, again, like I know people will look at the amateur record, but the pro record's still very early. Do you think that will be, or do you think it's going to probably be the same? Because like you said, it seems like you've had a tough time getting fights.
I think it won't be hard getting fights. I think it'll all my fights will be tough competition.
Yeah.
Because no one that isn't really worth anything is going to accept the fight. They're not going to take the risk. The only people that are going to take the risk are people that are confident in themselves and or probably have good records or whatever. And like I said, I'm okay with that. So I don't think it'll necessarily be hard to get a fight. It'll be just that all my opponents, all the people that are man enough to take the fight will probably be on the higher level.
And is the plan this year just to try and keep active? Again, I know you're still pretty early here, but I know obviously you don't want to take too much time off in between fights. What's sort of the game plan for the rest of the year, assuming all goes well on May 3rd?
So I'll get to finish May 3rd, and then I actually have a baby on the way. The due date
awesome.
is June 8th, so I'll have to take at least a month or two. I'm still going to be, but I got to get myself accustomed to the new dad life and whatnot. So I might have to take a little bit of time. Just a month, 2 months max, and then get right back into the gym. Like I said, I'll be in the gym anyways, just maybe not as consistent as I want to be to take a fight. But hopefully I'll get another fight or maybe 2 fights by the end of the year.
There we go. Sounds like a good plan. And got to mention, you're with one of the best management groups in the game with Ruby Sports. How did that all come together with you linking up with Steve Swedish and the rest of the team over there?
Yeah. So Steve actually signed me, and he got a hold of me. I believe it was my fourth amateur. I had 11 amateur fights. He seen me fight maybe my second fight and was like, "Oh, okay, this kid's got a lot of potential." And then he kept up with me. And then by my fourth fight, I went and finished this kid like very handily and easy. And he got a hold of me and said that he thinks we should work together. And of course I would. Like it's Ruby Sports, and not only, and Steve is just such a good guy. He signed me not because he wants to get money from me. Like I said, I was four fights into my amateur career. Yeah, he'll get money from me later on, but we're building this path together and this journey together. And I'm super grateful for Steve. And yeah, my fourth amateur fight, I got signed to Ruby Sports. I think I was the second amateur to ever get signed, the other one being Alexei Perconde. So I'm super grateful, super blessed, and I wouldn't be here where I'm at without Steve. So
Awesome. Love hearing it. Bryce, thanks for doing this, man. I know you're a busy guy. I'll let you get back to training and everything else. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
yes, sir. First off, shout out to my coach Dustin, Iron Mike, Ronnie Lawrence, all my teammates, my manager Steve Swedish. Of course, none of this would be possible without all of them. Shout out to Rev Gear. They're very gracious to me, and they give me a lot of gear and stuff like that. So they sponsor me. Shout out to my beautiful baby mother, my mom, my dad, all my family, just everyone who supports me. And shout out to you as well for taking the time to have me and let me get some let me expose myself to the pro scene. So I appreciate you. Yes, sir.